The Galactic Academy floated in the void between star systems, a massive station where the children of 100 worlds learned together. Anna sat in the back row of strategic combat theory, her fingers drumming against the crystalline desk. She was the only human in a class of 47 students, and Professor Zelthar's 6 eyes rarely acknowledged her presence. Today, the insectoid professor clicked, mandibles chattering. We simulate a defensive scenario. The Krath swarm approaches. You have standard academy resources. Begin. The holographic battlefield materialized above their desks. Anna watched as her classmates Vordian warspawn, crystalline tacticians, and methane-breathing strategists immediately began deploying their forces in textbook formations. Defensive perimeters, shield walls, concentrated fire lanes. Anna smiled and did something else entirely. Nigel, a Vordian student 2 rows ahead, noticed first. His scaled brow furrowed as he observed Anna's deployment on the shared tactical display. She wasn't building defenses. She wasn't even positioning her forces near the academy structure they were meant to protect. Human, he rumbled in his deep voice, you've placed nothing at the choke points. The Krath will, the simulation timer hit 0. The Krath swarm erupted into existence at the edge of the battlefield, roiling mass of bioengineered warriors that had conquered 17 sectors. The class's conventional defenses engaged immediately. Shields flared. Plasma bolts streaked across the void, and the Krath began to systematically dismantle every single defense. Within 3 simulated minutes, half the class had fallen. Their formations, perfect by every military doctrine in the galaxy, crumbled under the Krath's adaptive assault. The swarm learned, evolved, countered. Anna's section of the battlefield remained untouched, empty, waiting. Professor Zelthar's attention finally fixed on her station. Cadet Anna, you have deployed no defensive structures. No forces guard the academy. Explain yourself before you fail. This the Krath hit. Anna's trap. She hadn't fortified the academy because she'd turned everything else into a weapon. The asteroid field she'd ignored, seeded with proximity mines disguised as debris. The abandoned mining station, rigged to explode and propel shrapnel in precisely calculated vectors. The safe approach vector every tactical manual recommended, filled with her forces hiding in stealth positions, lying in wait. But that wasn't what made the other students. Eyes widen. Anna had done something no galactic military doctrine taught. She'd studied the Krath's psychology, not just their tactics. Every species in the galaxy viewed war as a chess match move and counter-move, strategy against strategy. Anna viewed it as something else entirely. She'd made the Krath angry. Her first wave hadn't tried to kill them efficiently. It had tried to humiliate them. Precision strikes that disabled but didn't destroy. Hit-and-run attacks that made the swarm look foolish. She broadcast taunts on every frequency, using linguistic analysis to craft insults that would enrage their hive-mind collective intelligence. The Krath stopped adapting. They stopped being efficient. They wanted to punish the impudent defender, and they charged in blind fury down the exact corridors Anna had prepared. Nigel watched, transfixed, as Anna orchestrated a symphony of chaos. She used the Krath's own momentum against them, channeling their swarm into kill zones where they destroyed each other in their rage to reach her. She sacrificed empty positions to make the enemy overcommit. She feigned weakness to draw them into traps. That would be obvious to any rational opponent. But the Krath weren't rational anymore. They were furious, impossible, breathed a crystalline student. You can't manipulate a hive mind's emotions. They're above such primitive responses. Anna didn't look up from her controls. Everything that thinks can feel. Everything that feels can be played. The simulation battlefield was carnage now, but it was the Krath's carnage. Anna's actual defensive positions, hidden inside what appeared to be civilian evacuation shuttles, remained completely untouched. The academy stood pristine, and the Krath swarm, that unconquerable force, shattered itself against an enemy that had refused to fight the way everyone else fought. When the simulation ended, the classroom sat in stunned silence. Anna had achieved a 100% defensive success, with 23% of the casualties any other student had taken. She'd done it with inferior positioning, unconventional tactics, and what every military academy in the galaxy would call fundamental errors. Professor, Zelthar, S6 eyes, all focused on Anna now. Explain your tactical framework, cadet. Anna stood, and for the first time, every being in that classroom truly saw her. You all fight like war is a science. Predictable, logical. Every species in this galaxy has optimized warfare into mathematical precision. She gestured at the holographic replay of the battle. Humans optimized something else. Unpredictability. We learned to fight dirty, to cheat, to make our enemies so angry they forget they're smarter than us. Nigel spoke up, his voice filled with a mix of respect and concern. That strategy requires understanding your enemy's psychology perfectly. Against an unknown threat, then I learned fast, Anna interrupted. Or I die trying something they've never seen before. That's the human advantage, Nigel. We're not the strongest or the smartest, but we're the most willing to try the absolute stupidest strategy if we think it might work. She pulled up another display, showing historical human conflicts. My ancestors won battles by hiding in wooden horses, by pretending to retreat for days, only to turn around and destroy overconfident pursuers, by using weather and terrain and pure bluffing in ways that made no tactical sense. We've been fighting each other for thousands of years, and we still can't predict what we'll do next. Professor Zelthar clicked thoughtfully. Your tactics violate 16 protocols of civilized warfare. Yes, sir, Anna agreed. That's why they work. The professor's mandibles curved in what might have been a smile. The Galactic Defense Coalition has been fighting the Krath to a stalemate for 3 cycles. Perhaps, he paused, considering, perhaps it is time we learned to fight. Uncivilized. As the class filed out, Nigel approached Anna. You frightened them today. Made them realize humans don't think like the rest of us. Anna grinned. Good fear is another emotion to exploit. Nigel's laugh rumbled like distant thunder. I'm glad you're on our side, Anna. She looked out at the stars beyond the Academy's viewports, where real wars raged. For now, we're all on the same side. But if that ever changes... Her reflection in the crystal showed the same smile that had broken the Krath simulation. I hope you remember this lesson. In the depths of space, the Galactic Academy continued its eternal orbit. Now carrying one more uncomfortable truth. Humanity had joined the stars, and they'd brought their chaos with them.